Okay guys, we're at the field today with Zwcky and his latest 3D design mini quad, and we're going to do a YouTube Maiden. You've already flown this before, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, go ahead and talk to us a little bit about what you have going on.
So pretty much this is my answer to like a 250 size FPV quad. I wanted to make a very clean looking quad. A lot of the ones out there that are carbon fiber have a lot of the wires exposed, and you can just see a bunch of, you know, especially if you don't do a good job of hiding your wires or putting things together, it just looks kind of messy to me. And so I decided to do something a little 3D printable. And so this is my answer. You have your battery inside, you have a Sony board camera, and then you have your video transmitter with the video transmitter antenna, DSM-2 satellite receiver. Since I'm using a NanoWe board, you can hook that up straight into it and have minimal wires, so it also reduces your weight. This weighs a total of 520 grams. I'm using the Sunny Sky 2204 2300 kV motors, 10 amp ESCs.
What about your props?
The props, I'm using some RC Timer 5.3 props. They're carbon fiber. And I had to balance them quite a bit. They don't come balanced by any means, but they're really cheap, 16 bucks a piece for 4 pairs.
And what about the FPV setup you have going on?
So I'm using a Sony camera with a 2.8 millimeter lens. I'm just using one of the board cameras. You can get, you know, several different variations. This one claims to be 960 TVL, so 960 lines of resolution. Just your standard Bosscam 5.8 gigahertz, 200 milliwatt. My trusty little circular polarized antennas that I made.
Now is that flexible PLA that
you
print? That's cool. Okay.
So that's flexible. And then a little bit about the body here. I designed this to where if you break an arm, it makes it really easy to change out. You just have to unbolt the motor, unbolt these 6, and then you can take the arm right out. A new one slides back in. You bolt down the motor, bolt these in, and it's good to go. These
so the arms aren't physically attached.
No, but it's very rigid. I mean,
okay.
there's no flex on it. And so that's pretty much the reason I designed it that way. The only thing I probably would redesign is the landing gear. It's a little, as you can see, this one's probably already cracking right here. It's a little too thin. Maybe I might thicken it up a little bit. So I also incorporated a USB thing on the side, and all this is just a male to female cable. And so I made this to where I could pretty much fine tune it, and then later on I can open this up, take that cable out to remove the excess weight, and then, you know, when I don't need to use that anymore. So it adds a little bit more weight because it's a thick wire. But I wanted to add that in there so I wouldn't have to keep undoing it and redoing it to adjust the settings.
All right, so just doing a quick battery change out.
Yeah.
So this lid, how does that attach?
Magnets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just magnets.
So clips. Cool. Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and let you give us a Maiden.
As you can tell, those motors are super well balanced. Just the sound of it alone, you can tell. Alright, so as you can tell, those Sunny Sky motors are really nice and balanced because they have very minimal sound and they have very smooth sounding.
And we got quite a bit of wind going on today.
And I'm gonna bust it up a little bit, just kind of throw it up. So are you ready to follow it?
I hope so. Let's go.
Okay, so here we go. So it's got plenty of thrust. If the thrust values that I'm getting are correct, it's pretty much a 3.4 to 1 thrust to weight ratio.
3.4 to 1. Got it.
So full throttle.
Got Zwcky geared up with his goggles, ready to show us a little FPV. We also have that feeding my LCD monitor. All right, let's go. Nice. a really cool stuff, and you have any ideas for what's next related to the design? You're pretty
Not
happy
really.
with it?
I mean, I just designed this mainly because I wanted a small little quad that I could fly around trees and stuff like that with, because all the other ones I have are a lot larger.
Right. Well, we appreciate you sharing that with us, and if you guys have any questions or comments, suggestions, any interest in the project, please leave feedback below, and until next time, thanks for watching.